Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. How you doing, Stacy? It's working. How about that? You can hear and see me, correct? Yeah, that's working now. How you doing, Robert? Robert, I posted a video of last night's lesson. I uploaded it to YouTube. I wasn't live. You were saying hi. So this is the live session. What I've been doing is the live lessons, because there's a hesitation, I've been filming on another camera and uploading it. Anyway, I think I found the issue for the hesitation. The audio and the video need to go to the same path. I don't know what he's talking about, so I need to talk to my tech. He's going to fix it, so hopefully the issue will be resolved. So, what we're going to do today, yep, again, stick control. That stick control book, man, it just keeps following you all over the place. So, what I'm going to do now is this. We're going to work with the stick control book just on the hi-hat. A. So loose and relaxed. So if I took line 1, I'm going to think of line 1. Instead of thinking line 1 as 1 and 2 and, I'm going to think of it as 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. You got that? If I did line 2, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. I do line 5, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Line 6, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a E and a. 7, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. 8. My left hand is killing me today. Do you understand what I'm doing? Am I doing it too fast? I'm going to get to the lesson in a second, because we're going to take the stick control book plus the workbook and work with it today, developing some foot patterns against these hand patterns. The only thing that we're going to start off with first is the hi-hat. And we're going to interpret the stick control book as, instead of 2 measures, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're going to interpret the line, the 2 measures as 1 line in 16ths. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and Okay, so we're going to take that interpretation and we're going to take it over to the hi-hat. 1 E and okay? And we're going to reference off the stick control book all the rights as the bass drum part. For example, line 1, if I'm interpreting 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and it's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So we're just going to use the hi-hat and the bass drum. 1 E and nice and slow. 3 E and 4 E and Now you can do that as many times as you want, not fast. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and 4 E and Okay? So that's the first guy. Now we take it to the second line using that same sticking, line 1, and doing the second line foot pattern. The foot pattern for line 2 would be 1 E and 2 E and Got it? So I do line 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and Do it as many times as you need to. Feel relaxed. You know, what I like to do is do line 1 once, go into line 2 and back to line 1. 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and 4 E and back E and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E. Got it? All the rights are on the kit. Well, you can call it kick. It's a bass drum. So over and over again. And then now, you maintain the top as 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Do line 3, all the rights with the bass drum. Got it? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. How you doing, William? I was a little late, early, so I like to start early because I check out the system, see if it's working, and it's working. How about that? All the money I spend on the system now, it's actually working. I did contact a few people about the hesitation. We're going to get that out of there. The video and the audio need to be on the same path, and obviously they're not. Okay, so what we're doing is we're in the stick control book. And we're interpreting the stick control book. It's nice to go over it again. We're interpreting the stick control book as, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah, on the whole page, Robert, all the R's. Let me do it again. I'm doing it on the top with my hands, just on the hi-hat. Now, if you hold the sticks like this, that's okay. I like to hold my sticks like this. So I'm doing line 1, for example. 1, I'm going to interpret the line. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it's going to be 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and That's the first line. And I'm doing it over and over and over again. So now I go to line 1 again, and I eliminate the lefts. So that gives me 1 with the bass drum. The R's are going to be the bass drum. 1 E and and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So now I'm going to play the top. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Over and over. 2, 3 E and a. You understand that, William? Stacy? Robert? 4 E and a. Now I maintain the same thing on the top throughout for the exercise. I'm going to run down the page, interpreting the left-hand side of the page, for example. All R's equal the bass drum. So I'm going to do it real slow. Okay? You're not going to hear a groove or a rock pattern. It's a coordination development in an organizational thing. Crystal clear. Okay, good. So now I'm taking line. I'm going to start with line 1. 1 E and I'm going to do it once. 3 E and a 4 E. Line 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and that's 3 rather. 3 E and a 4 E 4. 1 E and a 2 E, a 3 E and a 4 E 5. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and so on and so forth. You don't want me to do the whole page, do you? You understand what I'm doing. No snare drum yet. That's line 1. Now we're going to go to line number 2. You've been doing line 1 like this with the right hand lead. Now you're going to do line 2, the left hand lead. And it does make a difference. 1 E and a 2. Same interpret that. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. You understand that transition I just did? From the right hand to the left hand? Now you could do the whole left-hand side of the page on the hi-hat and run it down with the bass drum. That's a lot of work. Example, line number 3. 1 E and a, okay? That's what you're doing, line 3 on the top. Now you're switching the top as I did line 1. Did line 2. Got it? 3 E and a 4 E and a. Who is Richie? Hi, Richie. Okay. Now I just did line number 3. I did line number 2 on the top and ran the page down with bass drum. Line number 3, the doubles. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Got it? Do we understand it, Kate? Stacy, William, Robert, and Richie? Richie, is this your first time here? Richie, speak to me. You got it, William? Good. Okay, now, I sent you the first sheet of the workbook, William, the other day. And Robert's got it, William's got it, Stacy's got it. How about you, Richie? Anyway, I sent the workbook to you, just the first couple pages rather. And what I want to do, it says page 1, okay, ostinato cymbal pattern number 1. Don't worry about that, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to take what we just did with the stick control book. We did line 1, 1 E and a 2 E and a. And we're going to do number 1, the cymbal ostinato pattern. The thing that's changing here, the foot patterns are going to remain the same. The ostinato, I guess if you want to call it that, is going to change. We're doing line 1 of the stick control book. So of page 5 of the stick control book. I'm speaking too fast today. So I'm going to do the first one. Now the first one, the bass drum is on 1 and 3. I don't want no 2 and I don't want no 4. Just the bass drum part. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Then we go to the second one. Now the bass drum is going to shift over to the E. And you might want to write this down, William. It's the E of 1 and the E of 3. So now I have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Now I hope you notice that I'm maintaining a constant sound on top. Okay? And that bass drum, I'm sort of pronouncing it because it's actually the solo voice. 3 E and 4 E and Do you understand it, guys? Because we're going to take reading. How many guys here? I know William has it. My reading text in 4/4. You got it, William? You write it down? Robert has it. Richie. Who is Richie? What is your real first name? Where are you from, Richie? Is this your first time here? What I'm doing is taking it from the stick control book at first, but I have a workbook that I use, and that's what we're using is the first page. What it is, if you have the Gary Chaffee book, Time Functions, his pattern series, and it's actually the first 1 through 22, the foot patterns. But notice when I hit the ride cymbal, I'm just using number 1 from stick control book, and I'm playing all the bass drum parts down 1 through 22. Now that's introducing you to some of the possibilities that you could use the bass drum with. However, we're going to consolidate that, and we're going to develop coordination and reading. You're from the UK. Okay, good, Richie. Email me. Stacy's going to put my email in there, right, Stacy? Email me. I'll send you some files. They're free. But anyway, that's what we're doing. We're developing a nice sense of time and a nice sound on the hi-hat. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Richie, if you email me, I will send you some PDFs. Now, that's just one variation. You know, we did we could do the whole left-hand side of stick control book, but the one that a couple of them that I'm really concerned about, and it's more practical, is that you're playing the 16th notes, and you're playing it with the left hand lead. Now let's just do it with the one hand. Now what you want to do when you're doing this, you want to give me an accent on 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. Line 1 of the stick control book. That's line 2. I lost the count. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Now I just did line 1 and line 2, the bass drum part from the stick control. And I'm maintaining that pattern with my right hand. The next thing you want to do is take the left hand. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Got it? It's a lot of work. I just given you a couple years work here. See you next year. You guys like this angle? I have another angle. Let me see. Let me get another angle for you. You like that angle better? Or the first one? This way you can see my hi-hat. You like that one better? You can see the hi-hat better. Well, you can see the hi. That's what we're working on. I mean, I got to get somebody in here to really work this. But anyway, you understand what I do. Now, I've asked, I know that William and I know that Robert have that workbook I have, the reading book, Reading Text in 4:4, that's available on Amazon. Do you have that, Stacy? It's not, there's no need to buy it. I'm just asking if you have it. It's the reading text. Well, the last time I printed out the workbook, I made a mistake on the cover. It was called a walk book. I'm getting the covers fixed. What it is, it's Matt Patella's, it's live lesson workbook. I don't know how many pages it is. It's about 160 pages. And it's available. How much did I charge everybody for that? Do you remember, Robert, Stacy? Because you guys bought the walk book. I wish I could just send them to everybody, but they're too expensive to do that. It cost me about $4 to ship it. I got to buy an envelope. That's another $1.50. All right, contact me. Was it $45? Okay, the workbook. So what you do, William, is send me $45 in my PayPal account as a gift, and I'll send it to you. Okay, in a couple days. So anyway, do you understand what I'm doing so far? Now, we could do the same thing. That's very military, 10-4. Were you in the Army? Or the Marines? Navy or Air Force? Because I know Robert's a Marine Corps. I was in the Army myself, but my MOS was playing drums. Now, what does 13B mean? I don't know what that means. Anyway, what we did was we did this with the left foot. The bass drum. Now, I said to you after tomorrow or sometime next week, I'm going to have my cable hat. Okay. I'm going to have my cable over here. So what I want to do, what I'm going to do to do this, I want to utilize the left foot as well. So now we have the right side. So what I'm going to play, that sounds like shit. All right, let me play on a snare drum really light. So what I'm going to do now is reverse the whole situation. Instead of, I wanted to use the foot, so that's why I'm not going to play on the hi-hat. So if I took line 1 again and thought about it as 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and only played the lefts with the hi-hat. One, it would be 1 E and 2 E and What I'm doing on the snare drum will be on the other hi-hat. Okay? So it would be 1 E and I'm playing as light as I can. 3 E and 4 E. Back number 2. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Line 3. 1 E and 2 E. You see what I'm doing there, guys? Now, last night, that one guy that was viewing the lesson, I don't know who he is. I never really talked to him. I don't know what he's about. But he understood the, the Gary Chester book. But I've never heard anyone tell me, yeah, the left foot's on the hi-hat. You're doing, if I had the other hi-hat, I would be playing the stick control book down with the hands, and now instead of using the bass drum, I would use the left foot. So I'm developing the right foot, and I'm developing the left foot. Anyway, let me get back to that gentleman. I don't know who he is. He seems like a pretty nice guy, and he understands the concept. But I've never heard anybody tell me they've gone through that book. Okay? Gone through that book. That's about 25 lifetimes of work. I don't know, the guys that I know that studied with Gary Chester, and they're really good players, but they never went through the whole book. That's insane. And I really feel, I don't know, man, I really feel that even Gary Chester wrote that out. I don't think he was able to play all of that. That's very, very difficult. That will make you insane. All right, you understand that. Now, the same thing is going to apply. I'm using this pattern on this. Let me see how it sounds with this. Maybe that's better. You can hear that. I'm going to play. This would be my cable hi-hat that I'm going to be setting up. Is that better? I'm going to play all the lefts down with the hi-hat. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E 1 E. I made a mistake. 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and line 3. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and Do we understand that? Now, you're taking the right foot and you're developing it on the right side. Then you're in order for you to hear the hi-hat, you have to have another hi-hat. I mean, I could use the ride cymbal, but that's defeating the purpose. I'm using this as the hi-hat. You'll see when I get to put up the other hi-hat. Okay? Now, one more thing I want to show you guys. Okay, and this is difficult. And you have to have pretty good reading skills for this. And we're going to be working on them. So, if I took line 1, and the reason why I refer to the stick control book all the time, because it's there. If I took line 1 and I'm thinking of the line 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? And I say, okay, let me play my right hand on the ride cymbal as all the rights, and my lefts with the hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You get it? Now you want to use the left hand on 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You guys got that? It's not easy. Now tonight, if I can't hook up to my site for some reason, I will be on Facebook or YouTube, someplace. but I will be doing a lesson tonight. It's not my website. It's not the way I have things set up. It's the internet. For some reason, I mean, I turn this on, and all of a sudden, I'm not on the line online, but my other computer is. They're supposed to be online. So here I am shuffling and scuffling, trying to get the thing online, and all of a sudden it tells me I'm not online. So now I got to restart the computer and start all over again. And these things are like very sensitive. The settings kind of move for some reason or other. I don't know why. That's why you restart or reboot your computer so they come back together again. Okay, do we have any questions on anything? There's a lot of work here. You want to go over some more to be certain? William, Robert, Stacy, Richie, do we all understand it? Now, as soon as this lesson's over with, I am going to be uploading the video. Now, this is being filmed too. This will be on YouTube. Good, okay. Stacy understands. William and Richie, I think Richie left. A lot of guys in the lunchtime here, they get on their phone and try to watch it, and they can't communicate. Okay, so now, remember, if I can't hook up, thank you, William. If I can't hook up, remember I'll be on Facebook. Good, that's good for you, Richie. Now remember, email me, get on my mailing list. You will get on Sunday nights or Mondays, the agenda, the time and location of the lessons for the week. There's 10 lessons a week. And I'm going to maybe cut it down a little bit, man, because I am exhausted, especially this week, because Sunday we have Jason Gianni. And, man, that guy is unbelievable. He's going to talk about, we're going to work with odd time signatures. Anybody here familiar with odd time signatures? I don't mean 6, 8, and 9, 8. I'm talking about like 11, 8, 7, 8, 5, 8. Do we understand that? They're complicated because, well, 5, 4, I guess you can call that odd, but it's 5, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. When I say odd, I'm talking about, yeah, I'll be taping Sunday as well. Absolutely. Well, it's going to be on YouTube. Hopefully I can get the audio and video in sync by then. But if I can't, I'm still going to tape it, and you will see it live. All right? If you're not here live, it will be taped. Now, 5, 4, yeah, I guess you can call that an odd time signature. But like I'm talking about 5, 8. Like, for example, let me just give you a rundown. If you went, say, from 5, 8 to 4, 4. Do you know how to make that transition? It's strange. Good for you, Robert. First of all, let's talk about, let me just give you a briefing on this. 5, 8. 5 beats to a measure. Each eighth note receives 1 count or 1 beat. So if I have 5, 8, I'm counting. One of my bass drums is going to be the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? Well, you have 5, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Now, when you go to 4, 4, the bass drum is going to change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It changes. We'll get into that. We'll get into that Sunday. Next week, intense reading. I will send you the charts. I am working very, very hard if you don't realize that or not. Anyway, we'll see everybody this evening, 7 p.m. on my site. If I'm not there, remember, either YouTube or Facebook.